Call the Mayor and Selectmen meeting to order, October 20, 2014, 7 p.m., Daniel S. Rivero Chambers. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Next item of business, Alma, change the calendar.
I thought of that.
Item 3, public comments. 3-minute maximum per person. Would anyone like to talk or ask a question or make a comment? This is a first. Okay. Number 4. Approval of minutes. October 6, 2014 Board of Selectmen minutes. Is there a motion?
I move we approve as submitted. Second.
Motion made and seconded to approve the October 6th minutes. Are there any additions or deletions? Any corrections? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? One abstention. October 14, 2014 Special Board of Selectmen meeting.
I move we approve as submitted. Second.
Motion made and seconded. Any discussion? Any additions? Any corrections? All those in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Any abstentions?
Me.
One abstention. Petitions and letters dated September 24, 2014 from the State of Connecticut Department of Administrative Service regarding a potential 5-year lease of 12,376 square feet of the Dempsey property to EastCon. And the letter reads, pursuant to the provisions of subsection F of section 4B 3-38 of the General Statutes of Connecticut as reside, this is to notify you that the State of Connecticut intends to enter into a lease agreement with EastCon as leasee for 12,376 square feet within the Administrative and Activities Building located on the campus of the John Dempsey Center at 380 Pomfret Street, Putnam, Connecticut 06260 for a 5-year term and 1 5-year option to extend the lease. If you have any questions concerning this, please call blah 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 William Felici. I call. They're looking to make this a station, or for, I don't want to say wayward, homeless, I'll just say for boys. Not bad boys, but so that's
EastCon?
Yeah.
So, we don't have any say in it, right?
We have right of first refusal on that building.
Yeah.
So if before this EastCon can put a bid in, we can counter that bid first.
Even if it's a lease?
Even if it's a lease, I think. I'll have to check with Doug
I thought
Cutler.
it's just a-
It's pink
I thought
shirt.
we
I
can
think
only-
in any interest in it, we can do
Yeah.
that.
It doesn't spell out what they're leasing it for.
Yeah, I know. You have to call a fellow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He did try to do this once before, and we basically told him no. Putnam does their fair share of taking care of people who are in need.
Right.
We have a methadone clinic. We have a place for young pregnant women, a place for women who just had a baby and nowhere to go, 6 months and 2 years stay. So we do our fair share. It's always Putnam, or it's always Killeen. It's never Woodstock, it's never Pomfret. So, but when that comes up, that'll be up to this board to decide what we want to do. I want to buy that thing from Putnam and make it into I've talked to Congressman Courtney, and I just talked to him this Friday, making that a place for veterans, for rehabilitation.
Right.
And he's very interested, but he said to me, he says, to be quite frank, the federal government does not like to refurbish. They'd rather
Right.
knock it down and build a new one. I said, that
Right.
makes no sense.
Yeah.
You got everything you need right there. You got beds, you got Dave Kimball Hospital right next door to it. But he said on November 11th, Veterans Day, he's going to open a package worth $15 billion for veteran stuff. So I said, well, just save a little chunk for Putnam,
Right.
take over the place. We'll see.
Good.
Okay, next. That was an early petition. Reports of Standing Committee, General Government, Codification.
I've met with Don Johnson and gone over things that might have a relationship to zoning. We went through all the various things within the proposed code of ordinances, and I think now it's just a matter of whether the committee wants to meet again one more last time, or whether I just make the changes and we go forward to bringing it back to the full selection.
Okay, that's fine.
It's up to you.
I want you to meet one more time to bring everything back on the
Okay.
shot. Reports of special committees, Wheeler Brader, contract, Doug, Cog, Mr.
Yeah,
Petback.
well, yeah, last week I was all excited. We had come to or 2 weeks ago, I said that we had come to an understanding for a ground lease. And we had, until their attorney, Tom Carey, reviewed the contract, sent a letter to Bill St. Ange, which has, I think, some changes that are more than we authorized Mr. St. Ange to take care of. So we thought it best to have the whole committee review these proposed changes and get their input. So to make a long story short, we're meeting again on November 12th, and hopefully we can come to an agreement.
Perfect. Okay, Charter Revision Study Committee, that's Doug Cog.
Meeting Wednesday, October 22nd, this Wednesday.
Did you just get the change I just sent to you?
Yeah.
Okay. Putnam Facility Study Group, that's Alma.
Meeting on Thursday, 7:30.
Meeting Thursday, 7:30.
Just for your information, there was it was advertised as a meeting, but it was an opportunity to bring a structural engineer over to see the provincial house. So they did a tour of the provincial house, made, if they had to make measurements, whatever they do in terms of making a determination for structural purposes. And they hopefully will have that report ready for the committee on this Thursday.
When you say structural report, what are they looking for?
Making sure that if it can accommodate a library and a town hall.
How old is that building?
It's there's three buildings there, and they range from the late 1800s through I think the last one was built in 1927.
Okay, I know they're spotlessly clean, but the structure, I don't know. All right, we'll have to wait for that report to come back. Staff reports, Economic and Community Development, we received the report. Denise just handed them out. I don't know if you had a chance to look them over. Delpha's not here, she's in Texas right now on a mission to bring us in some money. So I guess we're going to have to hold question on that for Delpha. Let's go on to the building ZEO report. You have anything, Don, on that? No? Oh, you're town planner, right? Do you have anything on that, the ZEO?
No, but I think what you had requested is a more detail in terms of the actual inspections completed, and that's
Yeah.
included.
Right.
That's by, yeah, he posted a great job.
And the next time I'll have make sure that it gets printed back to back.
Okay, okay.
And he
Good
took
stuff.
care of the blight on 5 Mile River Road,
He
a
did.
huge start.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you.
I thought it was pretty good there.
It's gotta be there pretty soon.
Yeah.
Town planner.
You went over and weed whacked.
Weed whacked.
Donated
That's
some
a little more than a
service.
weed whacking.
Do you have anything down?
No.
Okay, Danny, Don, thanks. Assessors report, I think you got that. Is there any questions? Okay. Number 9 will be the town administrator's report. That's Mr. Doug Muller. Man and Pink, what do you have?
Nothing unless you have some questions.
Does anybody have any questions to Doug on his report? Perfect.
The only thing I want to bring up is on the deed transfer to the, I'm sorry.
Now he's alive.
I just went, I was reading it, I hadn't seen it in a week. We had a very productive meeting last Thursday, Mayor?
I don't think it was very productive. I was falling asleep. in the
Well,
meeting.
it was productive from the standpoint of the attorneys. There were a lot of things that were put on the table in terms of what had to be finalized in terms of dotting the i's and crossing the t's on the transfer of the deed to the YMCA. There's a lot of easements involved there, from the standpoint of the town's easements, from the standpoint of the wheel graders' requirements, state of Connecticut through the, because we're getting money from them, we had to do that environmental impact evaluation. There's gas main easements, so from that standpoint, it's kind of complicated. So everybody wants to make sure that when the deed is actually transferred to the Greater Hartford YMCA, that everything is in its proper place. And we also want to make sure that the MOU that we had adopted back, what was it, 2011? June of 2011, before we voted on that at referendum, that all the provisions get incorporated, whatever can be incorporated into the deed. We're not going to place the actual MOU within the deed because you usually don't do that, but we want to make sure the provisions of the MOU are included in the deed. And what will finally come out of that is, once the deed is finalized and we're ready to transfer that land to the YMCA, is that then we'll go back and we'll have another MOU that will be finalized. That will be the final MOU that will be a separate agreement, but will extend beyond the deed in terms of the relationship between the YMCA and the town. I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. I said I almost fell asleep. You're just sitting there, two lawyers going back and forth, using $7 words, and I don't know what the hell they were talking about. And I thought when you give someone a piece of land and everything is set, build on the land. You're arguing over between a fence and a border, I don't know. They're the ones who wanted to rush. We did everything we were supposed to do, and now they're delaying it.
But we're moving.
You keep saying that. 7 years
Well,
before.
we're that close. We're that close.
Okay,
That's the hardest part.
we're going to 10A, Quinnebog Regional Tech Park.
Quick claim deed, interlocal agreement. I've given as you know, last time we reviewed the interlocal agreement was with the town of Scotland, when they had approved it, so we have to go back to the town meeting to have now the interlocal agreement between Brooklyn and Pomfret approved by the voters of the town of Scotland.
This interlocal agreement would be the same as Scotland's?
Yes.
Change it. Is there a little bit of change?
No,
Yeah.
they don't make the same
sharing
cut.
number?
Yeah,
Well, sure, Brooklyn's 20% and Concord
So
10.
that would basically
Right.
be.
And then the other differential is that Brooklyn and I assume Pomfret, but I definitely know Brooklyn, are going to finance it with us instead of writing a check like Scotland did. And for those of you that drive down Kennedy Drive, the banner's kind of small, but it's a small token of our appreciation. I put up a thanks to Scotland, Pomfret, and Brooklyn for joining us. So. Yeah, it fell down. I fixed it. I duct taped it and it didn't hold, so I had to go put zip tie. But it's up there now.
Use Honda. Use Honda tape. Lousy stuff. Lousy stuff. Research electric bills. Action, possible vote.
I will have that for you at the next meeting.
Okay?
That's what you said last week.
That's what I thought he said last meeting.
Some
Okay.
things have sort of intervened since then.
Very good. Item C, Town of Putnam bid ordinance. We've been going back and forth. Bill, St. Ives have made some changes. I think it's all clear,
Yeah.
It's all clear.
so we have to vote on that today.
You have to vote on it, but I would hold off on scheduling a town meeting so that you
Oh.
can bring it back at the same time you do
The interlocal? Yeah.
But can't we vote on it?
You can vote on it to approve, to bring it
Yes.
to town meeting, and then we'll set up the town meeting call.
I move that we approve the bid ordinance as submitted in our packet to send to a town meeting for the approval of the voters.
Second.
Motion made and seconded to vote on this ordinance that we've been kicking around for about 3 months now. And the wording is all straightened out. Bill has checked it over. Not a dissenting selectman, but he's satisfied with all the wording. So any other discussion on that?
It's too bad Peter's not here to vote for it.
I know.
No,
He's being operated on Thursday.
yeah.
Oh,
He's in bad shape. His wife does a nice job of bringing the bills back and forth from the sign. And I told him she should wheel him in tonight.
Yeah.
She didn't think so. All in favor of accepting the bid ordinance, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Are there any exceptions? Okay, we'll bring that in there. 11, grant consideration and updates. What do you have in that, Doug?
Would it be appropriate to add at this point a request from the Economic and Community Development Director for proposal to, if I can find it.
Right. Yeah. Yes, they sent, that was also a handout
Yeah.
that everyone had.
Yeah.
This you're talking about.
Right. Oh, yes, okay. So it's requesting permission to submit a full application for $50,000 to Connecticut Trust for Historic Preservation, Making Places Grant, and that's focusing on technical assistance for the building mill. So it would, the recommendation would be is if you would add it to the agenda for consideration tonight.
So moved?
What item are you going to put it in?
at the 11A as B.
Oh, okay. 11D, there we go.
So is that Delphus?
That's Delphus.
Okay.
It's a Gmail.
Oh, that was his Gmail
This is
thing?
the,
Okay.
the handout.
thing.
Sorry.
There it is.
Well, let's do A first, then we'll go to D. This is the letter you're talking about, Scott.
Yeah, this one, yeah.
Yeah, this is,
Consider authorization to file for the incentive program for a municipal and state agency electric vehicle charging station.
We have to vote on putting that on the agenda.
Okay,
What's that?
yeah. Need a motion to put that on the agenda as
Oh,
11B.
yeah, she did. Yeah.
Right,
So we got to vote
we
on
made
it.
the motion.
You did make?
And second.
All in favor of putting on the agenda?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Any abstentions? Okay, it's on. Let's go back to this thing. I know Killing just put one of these in. This is for electric cars. They want to have 3.3 million EV vehicles on the road by 2025. I think the state's dreaming, but that's up to you fellas. What do you want to do with that? Is this going to cost us any money, Doug?
No, I looked at it. It
I'll
says-
leave it to Don.
Don.
What it comes down to is that they'll grant us up to $10,000 to install an EV charging unit. We have a place, an ideal place really, right in the town parking lot. 'Cause,
What'd you say about 10? I see DEP may provide up to 100% of the project costs.
up to 10,000.
Doesn't say that in here.
The word may covers that.
Well, it doesn't cost that,
May.
it doesn't
Okay.
cost that much.
So
It
what
doesn't
do
cost that much. What would be,
Now,
we're
who would
looking
put it
at,
in? The state would put it in?
no, electrician.
the
would
state will
do it.
pay for it, the electrician will put it in.
Okay.
So our net cost is how much? Zero?
Zero, provided we
Okay,
can get a sponsor.
What's that?
Provided we can get a sponsor. They'll
For the
reimburse
electricity.
it, the
I
whole
was
amount
gonna
up to
say-
$10,000, provided we get a sponsor.
What do you mean by a sponsor?
Yeah, what do you mean by
To
that?
provide the electricity.
Provide the electricity,
Install.
cost the electricity.
You have to pay for the electricity.
Right.
Unless we get a machine that, allows them to,
That's
I think we have to
right.
provide it free though.
You gotta
We
provide.
have to provide the
Yeah,
electricity
the
some way.
idea is it should be free.
What should be free?
The
So somebody could,
Electricity.
so somebody could have an electric car, could drive up there, plug in for free.
Right.
We don't get paid, they don't get charged, so it's free.
Right, the
What?
idea being to create a cleaner environment with less emissions.
Well, somebody's paying for it.
Right.
So-
Well,
somebody's-
right, and
somebody's
that's,
gotta pay.
that would be where the sponsor comes in.
Right, if we don't get a sponsor, we're on the hook for
Well,
paying.
what is the estimated cost per charge for a vehicle?
It's hard to say, it depends on the kilowatt hours and what the community rates
How
are.
long it's plugged in for.
Right.
Now, is this just for Putnam, so could, or anybody?
Anybody, any town in the state.
Now, what's
Have
the,
airports.
how do we go about looking for sponsors? What kind of process is that?
Putnam Business Association, Wheelbrader.
I mean, I see them along 95 at every rest area.
Right.
You know, you got Tesla's working on a complete battery charge out. It'll
Right.
come underneath the car, switch the battery, and put a different battery in. So, I mean, from Honda's standpoint, their electric vehicle sales keep going up. They're not huge, but
Right.
they're going up. So I think it's a thing of the future. So
Do you get a piece of that?
I don't get a piece of
Yes.
everything.
You might.
I know Ed Paniaco has one of those
Yeah,
in
Carol.
his garage.
Right.
Yep.
It's costing him money to charge
Right.
his car, so why would, he should disconnect it and just go down to the park and get it for free.
No, I think the idea is you want to promote people coming downtown. They come in,
Right.
they park, they charge, they leave. The next guy pulls in.
Somebody coming in on 395 comes off, charges, and,
So,
Right.
I'm gonna ask the question again. Who's paying
Well,
for
that's-
electricity?
It
That's
would be
where-
the sponsor that Don
Well,
is saying
he's
most
talking
places
fire
try to have.
I'll get right on that.
Very long extension cord.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I was asking,
Right.
how much does it
Yeah.
take? I can't believe it would take that much per charge, but if you have vehicles pulling in there 24 hours a day, it could add
And
up.
how long does it take to charge one of these things?
well, if we get the supercharger, it doesn't take that long.
Does it say
Some of these,
supercharger?
some of these, what, 8 hours?
Can we get more information
Overnight?
on
I
The
was just gonna say
supercharger,
that.
what, like, is it 60 to 90 minutes?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Wouldn't be that one. That's,
it wouldn't be that one.
oh, that's a 440
Well, that's
service.
the thing, you say you've got a good spot for it in the municipal lot, right?
Yep, we have the electric service already.
The electrical service that's not being used right now, kind of in the middle of the upper
What?
row, kind of in the middle of the upper row on the,
By
lot.
Turtles there, that one, that lot? Or-
No, Kennedy Drive,
Kenny Drive.
Kennedy Drive parking.
So what would be the procedure? I can't see somebody just driving in, hey, it's my turn, no, it's your turn. Just like in Norris,
Right.
the parents are fighting over little kids in basketball.
right.
How do you do that?
First come, first served.
First come, first
Yeah,
served.
That's it.
Sounds
and
easy.
Not getting in line
reserved
for
for
8
charging
hours, waiting for
only.
it to
Well, that's the thing, you gotta wait
It'll be,
8 hours.
the spaces, 2 spaces will be marked,
Right.
Okay.
charging, what to charge the vehicle.
So you plug in this guy, you plug in that guy. It takes them 8 hours to charge their vehicle.
No,
I don't
is
think
that-
full 8,
For
it's
a
probably
full
more like 4 or 5.
Full charge, all right.
Full
If
charge,
they're
it's probably more like 4 or 5.
Right.
Yeah, they're fully
But
uncharged.
it's unlikely anyone would go and plug in for 8 hours at a slot.
The batteries have no memory, so you can just charge a few hours and go. It's not like it's gonna affect the battery. So, guy comes downtown to do some business, he charges, gets a little juice, and then he's on his way.
Or an employee from one of the stores gets there early, leaves his car plugged in all day.
Well,
That's
yeah.
gonna happen too.
Do we have to vote on
Yeah.
this tonight?
Yeah, we have to decide whether you want to apply for it.
Oh, this is a time-limited thing?
Well, I think you have until when, Don?
November 18th.
November 18th. Want to go back and
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
some more
either
information.
another meeting?
I would too.
Yeah. What are we gonna know then that we don't know now?
How much it's gonna cost us.
It's not gonna cost us anything.
And can you find out more about finding sponsors, what kind of, maybe even feel some businesses out who you think might want to sponsor this kind of thing?
We gotta know what it's gonna cost before anybody steps
It's not
in.
gonna cost anything except electricity.
We
You
certainly
can
not
get up
gonna
to
charge-
$10,000 provided that we supply free electricity for,
So you're saying the
Some way.
sponsor would be paying the electric bill?
Right,
Yes.
that's it.
right. That's the,
But this $10,000 is only for installation. It's not
Installation,
for operation.
buying the unit and installation, there's no operation.
No
cost.
operation.
Right,
right. That's where the sponsor comes in.
I know that.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's important that we have it, but I think we need to find out what it's gonna cost first, or how we can circumvent the cost.
Yeah.
Whether it's sponsorship or something else.
Agreed.
So you can vote on this or table it till the next meeting and have more information. It's up to the committee.
I'll move to table.
Second?
Motion seconded to table this until our next meeting in November, pending we get more information, and look for a gas station to sponsor this.
Yeah, right.
Or a bank, or, you know, I mean.
No.
I did that
Local-
six-
local
That's what I
cars
said.
around here.
I did.
Car dealers.
Car dealers, yeah.
All
Yeah,
those,
but I think
all
they
those in
would
favor
have-
of table it, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Okay, we'll bring it next meeting.
Nay.
One nay.
Nay.
So
So
we-
they don't know.
Okay. New business. Consider granting a temporary pistol permit to Kelly
Oh,
Lou.
oh, you skipped the.
Oh, it's got B, sorry.
New item.
I saw Kelly and Peter there, I just said, want to get on the gun, get on the horse and roll.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not leaving.
That's what we're worried about.
What do you want to do with B, the Gmail that we received from Delphi?
I move that we authorize applying for that grant.
Motion made to authorize the town to
Oh, we already did.
apply for this grant.
Second.
Oh, we already seconded.
You gotta speak up, I didn't hear a thing you said.
We don't care about this stuff.
It's a permission to submit a full application for a $50,000 grant to the Connecticut Trust for Historical Preservation, Making Places Grants. That's what you're voting on. Any more discussion? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Any abstentions? Ayes have it, so voted. Now, Kelly, consider granting a temporary pistol permit to Kelly Newth.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Kelly, you got a gun.
Let's get a permit. We're not gonna let Peter have one, okay?
Consider granting a temporary pistol permit to Peter Newth.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it, so voted. Why does it always say temporary pistol? What do we do? Give it back to us in a month?
No,
It's 60 days.
it's a
from
town
now.
They have to-
permit. Now we have to go to the state
Right.
All right.
and give them money.
Received in your package, on number C, a taxpayer's request for an abatement of taxes for the 2013 grand list. It's quite a lengthy
Quite a letter, yeah.
letter.
Unbelievable. I
Yeah.
couldn't,
Yeah.
what's this?
I'd be interested, I mean, there's a lot of information here. I would be interested in hearing more, whether it's from Melissa or from Randy, about how, well, you know, do we usually give this kind of abatement? What's the history of it? What's the, I mean,
We've never given an abatement.
You're talking to Dr. Scrooge over there. We've
Okay.
never given one.
okay.
So it's up to you what you want to do. If you want to give this, I mean, I read that thing, I was already crying.
Yeah.
Well, is an abatement like a gift, or is an abatement
No.
like we're gonna put a lien on it and,
It's a gift.
well, that's what I'm saying.
I thought Part B,
I would say it's a gift.
Yeah. But I can feel for this guy. What about, isn't there a process where you waive the taxes, but it goes and you put a lien on the property and you ultimately collect it from the,
that's what
From the
this
estate.
says.
Yeah.
That's what the,
That's what he's looking
that's
for.
what the
No,
ordinance
that's not what
says.
he's looking for. He's looking for a straight up abatement.
Abatement.
oh,
He's looking for.
This year, next year, probably the year after.
Are we,
I make a motion, we do not accept it.
Second.
Motion made and seconded not to give a tax abatement. Discussion.
all right, I must have read it wrong. I thought he was okay with that.
yeah,
Well, it is kind of lengthy and
Yeah.
and quite medically detailed.
yeah.
I'm just under the doctor's
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if he doesn't get the abatement, what about just, does it automatically get liened? And, I mean, I don't want the guy to lose his house over
I don't
it.
either.
If he makes a payment plan, then, you know, he'd be under abatement.
So he could make a payment plan with,
Oh, okay.
yeah, so that we can send him a letter saying your abatement has been denied, however.
But, you give him an
I
out.
mean,
Yeah.
Okay.
okay.
I'd support that way. Any more discussion? Seeing none, all in favor of the motion, signify by saying aye.
Right.
Anybody opposed? Any abstentions? Ayes have it, so carried, the abatement is denied. Consider approval of proclamation recognizing Red Ribbon Week from the Natchog River Young Marines. This is the proclamation. Whereas Red Ribbon Week is a campaign to show support for righting communities of illegal drug use and those that traffic and profit from it. And whereas Red Ribbon Week will take place October 23rd through October 31st, 2014. And whereas the Natchog River Young Marines located in Dayville, along with the Young Marines from many surrounding towns, will actively participate in a nationally recognized illicit drug awareness event. And whereas the Natchog River Young Marines proudly stand in support of and are committed to the fight against illegal drugs and those who promote their use. And whereas the Young Marine program promotes good citizenship and a healthy lifestyle through education, awareness, and to be led by example. And therefore, be it proclaimed by the Board of Selectmen in the town of Putnam that the Natchog River Young Marines should be recognized for their continuing efforts to educate and promote a healthy and drug-free lifestyle. And be it further reclaimed that the Young Marine programs should receive the support of the Board of Selectmen and the residents of our town for the positive impact our youth and communities will be wearing a red ribbon during this Red Ribbon Week. In witness thereof, I have here unto set my hand and caused the seal of Town of Putnam to be affixed to this 20th day of October, 2014. Anthony P. Falzarano, Mayor, Town of Putnam. And here's the proclamation that will go to the Young Marines. Come right up here.
We need a motion.
Need a motion to,
So moved.
Second.
any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it, so voted. There you go, fellas. Congratulations, Jim, Mr. Peterson.
Thank you. This is one of the things we hand out during Red Ribbon. That's an actual description of what Red Ribbon is all about, and the founder of Red Ribbon. And then this is the ribbon that we provide for every young child that we interact with. And they do a pledge as well for a drug-free lifestyle. And we just ask that they wear the ribbon the entire week. And for as long as they feel necessary.
Now, do you want us to pass these out?
If you'd like, I brought enough for everyone in the room, so if they'd like to have one. It just it explains a little bit of what it's about. We're very busy this time of year with the whole red ribbon thing. We've got quite a lineup for the entire week.
Will you have any specific events in Putnam, or just mostly visiting schools?
We're visiting schools right now. We go to youth organizations, footballs, basketball, track, so we talk to all the youngsters. We try to hit the ages, around the age of the group that we have in our unit, which is 8 to 18. So we try to interact with that age, mainly for the 8 to 14, the middle school age is the most prominent we try to hit. We don't have anything in Putnam right now. We're trying to get into Putnam schools. We're in the Killingley schools. We're going to Griswold, Colchester. But the Killingley football. We do booths during parades and stuff like that.
We need to work on Putnam for you
Yes,
for next year.
definitely. We do. Quinnebog. Quinnebog is out of Putnam as well. We all work together, and we branch through every different town. We go all the way from Woodstock to Canterbury to we were in Mansfield last weekend for Relay for Life. So we're all.
I was thinking the same
The
thing.
program is designed for the youngsters, so they get to do all the work. We supply them with all the information to get the ribbons and the medals.
Awesome.
You look good with those medals, I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
All right, thank you.
Well, thank you very
Enjoy
much,
that.
everyone.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming.
Have a nice.
Those are the actual.
Item 12E is accept the resignation of Maria from Marla Allard from the library board. Motion made to accept Marla Allard's resignation with regret.
Second.
Second by Scott. Any discussion? All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it, so voted. Question for Mr. Cutler. What if a board doesn't accept the resignation? Then what happens?
They serve until whatever.
Released.
I always wondered that. It's like always wondered
If a person doesn't go, you know.
why the Marines always roll up their sleeves. Why don't they just wear short sleeves?
If they're wearing uniform. After Labor Day, they have to wear long sleeves.
Yeah.
Okay. Item 12F, approval of bills.
I make a motion, we pay all approved bills. Second.
Motion made, second approval of bill. Discussion. I have a discussion. Does the Board of Selectmen, I couldn't find, I read the charter 9 times today, looking for where it says that the selectmen, 3 selectmen have to approve the bills. Okay? And there's nothing in there. I looked at some of the report, there's no amounts.
Right.
Like, it becomes a real pain in the neck. Like for Caroline, who sends the checks out. Caroline, you didn't send a check for $7, the bill wasn't approved. A $7 fee to go to some function to represent the town.
You know, I looked at some of the bills that we just were signing today, and especially some of those, I saw ones for Don Johnson, wants to go to some conference. I signed it, Don, you're all set. Okay, but there's a lag time between, I mean, we meet every 2 weeks. In the summer, we were coming in every 2 weeks to sign it, but it seems like there's a lag time between when we get the bill. I mean, is 2 weeks?
I don't, it's embarrassing. Now, there are 4 of us going to the conference in Hartford.
Right.
It's the CCM, it's the annual convention. Okay, Denise is going to take care of the networking, our treasurer's going, I'm going, and Doug's going.
Right.
We didn't know if we were paid.
But when did you get the bill for that?
July.
Okay, July. So theoretically, we came in twice during July. Even though we only met once, we came in twice. So theoretically, we could have signed that bill in July.
We never had this problem before.
Yeah. So, I mean, if we're trying to point fingers,
I'm not trying to.
no, but I'm just saying, if we're not point fingers, but we're trying to figure out where the problem lies, I think there's a problem in getting those bills into the folder, because there shouldn't, you know, especially conventions. I do conventions all the time, and they send stuff out 6 months in
Right.
advance. So you know, you shouldn't be a week before the convention saying, did we send the check in? If you
Correct.
got the bill in July for a November convention or an October convention, so.
I was just wondering if anybody found
Now,
where it came to pass.
I wouldn't be, you know, I'd be in favor if you want to set something that says, hey, anything under and set a dollar amount that you want not to be signed. I mean, there was this much paperwork last week on a $7.50 item between, you know,
It's insane.
you know, purchase orders and things like that, and I think I showed everybody's attention to it. I mean, there were papers, staple and papers and papers. If we want to set a policy that says we don't have to sign those, I'm okay with that. But in terms of the bills, you get them in that envelope, and we're here every 2 weeks signing them.
Yeah, well, no one in the town is trying to
No.
cheat the taxpayer. It's already been approved by the townspeople.
Right.
I'm saying, what? You
No,
end up
there's-
being embarrassed when you go and you're looking for your name, and the lady
Right.
goes, sorry, you're not
Sorry, I'm
registered.
taking. Now, there's been a few bills that we haven't signed, i.e. some paving bills, and I treat them as if it was my own money. I'm looking out for the taxpayer's
Right.
money, and if I wanted to accept that paving job on my driveway, I'm not gonna sign off on that bill until we
Correct.
get resolution. So, things like that, you know, I
Yeah.
kinda take
You're
seriously.
talking about thousands of dollars
Right.
here. You're not talking about a $7, you know, go to J.D. Cooper's and have a
Right.
glass of
And have a
wine
wine.
with
So-
everybody, all the other selectmen and stuff.
But I think maybe we gotta find the paper trail of when they come in and when they get into that folder.
I hear you. I hear
So
you.
I have a question.
You got it. Go, Doug.
Is your issue the amount?
No.
Or the fact that we have to do this, period?
I think my issue is you don't know until you get there or barrage someone over and over again. Did you pay this thing? Did you pay that bill? Pay the bill? Because like, again, tomorrow it was $62 a person for tomorrow. Now, 4 of us were going representing Putnam. Some very important stuff. So we didn't know until this morning if we were registered. And the damn thing came in July. Well,
I think there's a couple of issues. One is, you guys, was it approved in July? Is what my question is. And if it was, if it got in front of you guys and you guys approved it, why wasn't the registration taking place? But I think the second part of what you were questioning, and maybe I'm wrong, is do you need 3 people to do it? Because,
Well, I don't think that's so much of a problem. We all come in and do it together.
We all come in. As you can see, Peter had his wife drag the bills to him to sign,
I
so
know.
there's never, and if I'm gonna be away, I'll come in the Friday before if I'm gonna be away that next week, so. I think there's never been an issue where we're waiting for one selectman to sign because he's not here. It's,
It took a sign.
yes.
It just,
well, that's, I think, what I was getting at. Are we waiting?
I think
in
it's
a
way
nut-
too long.
Yeah.
I'm on the thing, when I was the athletic director at Putnam High School, I had the checkbook. So if you drove the bus for the soccer team, and you put your slip on my desk, the next day I'm looking, okay, they went to Stonington, here's your check. You were the janitor, you swept the gym. It's in the budget, here's your check. I can't see such a delay, such a small matter.
And part of the problem sounds like you can't even figure out where that 3-signature rule comes from to begin with.
It's not, I don't think it's held up for us either.
No, I
It just
know.
never gets in there quick enough
Right.
for
That's
us to
the
do
problem.
that.
Yeah.
That's what I'm
If
saying.
they
If
go
the
in
bill
there
came
every day and we come in every 14 days and do it, there shouldn't be a problem.
So that's not your issue.
Right, right.
I know, it's not fine.
But I think that's my point was going to be, I think that's a good thing to investigate, because in the event, like Peter's part of that, if his wife, or if he cannot sign, does that third person need to be
No.
there? And that, I think, is something
Okay,
we
can be
need
two
to
in.
look
But,
at.
but I can see the value, and maybe it doesn't have to be signing, but it has to be looking, but like Peter and I caught the electrical bills. I mean, and that's why we're still pushing Doug for this, but our electrical bills range from, 7 cents a kilowatt hour to 15 cents a kilowatt hour, and every one is different all over town. So, little things like that, I think we can add some.
I get that, but
yeah.
does it need to be, my point is, if there's somebody who's out who is supposed to be signing, can we skip that person?
I'd like to say we could, because.
I
But
think
that's never
important.
been an issue since I've been
Yeah.
signing up for 20 years.
I didn't bring it up to throw anybody under the bus
No,
or anything
I'm
like
just
that,
saying.
but I'm just saying, sometimes it becomes very embarrassing for the town.
I like the oversight.
Yeah.
I like 3 people signing, but You know, if it's approved in July, why does it take till October to write the check out?
Right, and that's what I'm saying, is I don't think the issue is with the selectmen. 'Cause we've been-
No.
You know, so you gotta backtrack to find out, when did we sign it? And
We'll find out.
You know, when did it go into the book, when did we sign it, and when was the check written? You know?
Okay. Just to bring it to your attention, any other business come before this board, I have a couple things. Doug Cutler and I went to a CCM legislative meeting on Tuesday in Meriden, in a blizzard of a rainstorm that I had to drive to.
We
laughed
signed
all the
we
way.
signed your reimbursement for mileage, by
Thanks a lot.
No problem.
Already?
Yeah,
That's how it should be.
That's how quick it is.
Yeah.
That's that thing extra or whatever that is. But anyhow, it was very interesting, and we voted on a bunch of issues. A lot of things that the CCM is going to lobby, but some of them are pie in the sky. Some of these guys live in a, as I say in the computer world, in the clouds, because they're never going to get with. I'm on the education committee, and they want the state all of a sudden to pick up the whole tab for special education. Yeah, I look at these guys, what are you, crazy? Out of order. So, anyhow, we made our appearance, and we had some good points. Whether they take them or not, that's another thing. We're going tomorrow, as we said, to the annual convention. Make sure you put this in the minutes. Sunday, a day of rest in God's house, I was on Vandenoort Street giving a woman, a single mother with 3 kids, the keys to a house that Habitat for Humanity fixed up. Her father, mother, all her brothers and sisters worked their butts off to get this thing ready. There's over 50 people standing in the cold, but it was a real warm feeling to see this lady smile. That wasn't all on Sunday, Doug.
On Vandenoort Street?
90 Vandenoort Street. Vandenoort.
I thought it was off that answer.
No.
Jared Cutmore lives that street.
Yeah. And then Sunday wasn't over because I had to do a thing for the Girl Scouts. My second tour of duty on the Girl Scouts. These are the older ones. It was really nice. They earned the badge.
You had to come out to East Putnam to do that.
That's right past his house. Just for your information, so when somebody asks you on the street, what's all that junk behind the police station? Chief Hayes came out and talked to me. There are 5 Humvees, 1 tractor trailer, 2 deuce-and-a-half dump trucks, 1 enormous wrecker, which was used today to take an enormous sequoia tree out of the river, a 18-foot boat, a 4-wheel drive utility vehicle, 8 diesel generators, 12 brand-new walkie-talkies still in the plastic.
Nice.
It cost the chief $5,000 in salary and time and tolls. All this is worth $1.55 million. That we can use, but in 18 months it becomes ours to do whatever the heck you want. So if you see people yell or scream, what's all that junk behind it? It's not junk. It's good stuff. One of those deuce and a halves only has 300 miles on it. So it's good for Putnam. He really works the system. It's all federal government surplus. It goes police first, fire second, municipalities third.
We actually got one of the Humvees,
Yes, he said he sent one of them.
and that was a good deal,
Sure.
very good deal, because the way that I understand the way the program works, this is the way it was explained to me by Ricky. A lot of this stuff, if it doesn't go to a municipality, police, fire, town, then they drill a hole through the engine block, run it till it seizes, and then it gets crushed.
Right, that's
And the federal government pays to have that done by a contractor. So
Yeah.
anything that they can give to municipalities like us, they save on that money from having that vehicle destroyed. Seems to make a lot, I mean, it doesn't make a lot of sense that brand new equipment is getting given away, but if they're going to destroy it, I'd rather not see that happen.
How many miles on yours?
We don't know.
You know,
Uh-oh.
and somebody rolls
It's
the
been
odometer back?
manufactured,
Oh, okay.
so
And
They turned the miles back before we got.
it's in good shape.
Brand new.
on Friday, this week's Friday, last Friday, they flew a police officer down to Miami to pick up almost a brand new ambulance. So he fly him down, gets in the car, starts driving it back home. So it had less than
Yeah, I was gonna say.
less than 1,000 miles on it, and it's packed to the rafters for all this stuff. What they're going to do with it, I don't know. But the police, East Put, I have no idea. But I know full-fledged ambulance cost a ton of money.
No one might know.
Oh, no, I know. I'm looking for you, in the event that somebody goes down to the fire station and looks in the back and that equipment is not there, I believe he has now moved it to the rear of the armory.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Makes
Just
sense.
so if somebody goes down there and
The records housed at
Good heads up.
the Fox Road. Town Garage. Okay, public comment, 3-minute maximum. Anybody would like to say a word? Seeing none, is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Peter, you gotta come more often. You speed right into it.